Creative freedom is one of the biggest advantages for developers when putting their games on Xbox Game Pass. One of the most creative studios that Xbox acquired in the Bethesda acquisition was Arkane, with games like Dishonored and Prey, and the upcoming game called Deathloop, which is starting off as an exclusive on PlayStation, but will obviously be making its way over to Xbox Game Pass in the future. Before we get into this any further, if you guys are new here and you enjoy what you see throughout this video, I'd really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button to help this channel grow and help grow this community so we can have great conversations in the comments below. So in a recent interview with Press Start, the Deathloop director Dinga Bakaba and the art director Sebastian Mitten opened up about Game Pass, putting the game on Game Pass, and just the amount of creative freedom this allows them to have. Now, this is something that I think is one of the biggest advantages to Game Pass, and I think developers are starting to see this more and more, that when they go onto Game Pass, a lot of the risk of making a game gets taken away. And for that reason alone, it's such a great venture for them. If Microsoft is going to pay them to put the game on Game Pass, they're already going to be making money off it. We've seen the different ways that Phil Spencer talked about developers making money. So either a deal where you just pay them for their production costs, and it comes onto Game Pass, or paying them for the amount of people that actually play the game. But what this does at the end of the day for a developer is it allows them to really put their vision out there and just kind of get what they want out of the game, rather than create it directed by executives in suits who are trying to make as much money as possible. Now, Dinga and Sebastian talk about how they were surprised when ZeniMax was purchased by Microsoft, but also said that it was a good fit for them because of how creative of a studio they are, especially with the fact they have made two games that I think are super creative, Prey and Dishonored. Playing Dishonored, the definitive edition right now, and that game is pretty cool and definitely one of the more unique games that I have played in a while. But what they do love about Xbox Game Pass and Xbox is their hands-off approach, and we saw Phil Spencer talk about this at the Bethesda roundtable, basically saying that these studios are going to come in, they're going to continue to operate the way that they are. And the big advantage of Microsoft purchasing them is that they have now the ability to kind of collaborate between studios, share ideas, share technologies like with id Tech. And I think that is the biggest reason that they got all those. They get all of that intellectual property, they get all of those games, plus they get all of the knowledge and stuff behind the studios that have been established for many years now. But the fact that he said they're going to be able to work hands off, stay independent, I think made all of those developers very happy with this acquisition. Plus they're getting the backing of a multi-trillion-dollar company to be able to put out their creative work. Now, here is what Bakaba specifically said about being a part of Xbox Game Pass. Being able to be a part of Xbox Game Pass ecosystem makes things a bit different for us because we can occupy a space in that service, and we will continue to make the kind of games that we make and make them well. If you looked on social media, you'll see that games like Prey and Dishonored 1 and 2 coming to Xbox Game Pass, a lot of people were saying that you need to play these games and have no excuse not to. So it's been very encouraging. And that's one of the beauties about Xbox Game Pass. People like to make fun of the people that got excited about the Bethesda acquisition because they didn't play the games when they first came out, but that's complete stupidity when you think about it. You're paying for a service and you're excited about new games coming over to that service. It makes complete sense. And some people are experiencing Prey and Dishonored for the very first time right now and falling in love with this series. And now those series have brand new fans solely because it came onto Xbox Game Pass. Now, there's various reasons why people don't play these games when they come out, and it probably has nothing to do with the fact that they just didn't care about Bethesda or the fact that they think Bethesda makes bad games. There's so many variables, but Xbox Game Pass takes all those variables away because you're paying $15, $10 a month, whatever it is, and you're gonna get access to this large catalog of games, which allows you to discover games, allows you to discover developers and creative stuff that you would have never discovered before. And I think that is one of the best things about the service. And he even goes on and reiterates that, saying it's a service that will allow us to remain creative and have the audience and build that relationship over time, and that's really exciting. So when we look at Xbox Game Pass, we look at what it does, we look at how it allows developers to have their creative freedom, the ability to take those risks so that we get new experiences that aren't the same old cookie cutter stuff over and over again from big companies that are just trying to make as much money as possible. I think this is going to be one of the best things to come out of Xbox Game Pass over this generation, especially if Microsoft lives up to their word and keeps being hands off and just allows these developers to create the stuff that they want to play. And I think as gamers, as people out there, if they do that, the response will be very positive. And I think that we're going to get more and more interesting and creative work from these Bethesda studios now that they have the backing of an even richer company, and they have Phil Spencer at the helm, who really has been talking about just allowing the creative studios to do what they do best, and they're there to just support them. And then on top of that, they're going to have collaborations with other studios within Xbox Game Studios if need be. So this is exciting. It's great to see that the developers are happy about the acquisition, are happy about being on Xbox Game Pass. And I think going forward, more and more developers are going to see that, hey, if we create a game, we pitch it to Microsoft with our creative ideas and we put it on Game Pass, we can really create something that we've wanted to create and not worry about having to make back all of the money by selling it at full price on the market. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Let me know what you think about these comments from Arkane and how they're happy with Game Pass and having their creative freedom. And do you think this is going to continue throughout this generation? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you are new here and you like what you see throughout this video, I'd really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button to help this channel grow and help grow this community so we can have great conversations in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.